Mic off.
Shakespeare spoke of the child creeping like
Mic on.
unwillingly to school. And in his own
Charging
day
battery.
and for many years afterwards, the description was correct. But in recent years, an important discovery has been made. It is now realized that a child's character can be developed and matured in a simple and pleasant way, rather than by a series of long and dreary lessons. And this is one of the main functions of education. To the passing stranger, the parish school looks much the same as it has always been. But here, this quiet revolution is continuously going on. Children and teachers have both learned that school is not the depressing place that it used to be. Instead, it is a rather pleasant place where we learn to express our own ideas and to communicate them to others. The children's hands are more agile than their brains, so they begin to express themselves with their hands. They communicate childish ideas in a childish way.
Well, Damien, what have you been making for me?
The three bears' bowls.
Yes, what are you putting in their bowls?
The porridge.
Who's this bowl for?
Father bear.
And who lives here?
Bears.
Where are they?
Oh, the way for a wee walk.
Away for a wee walk. Who uses this little spoon?
Baby bear.
Yes. And tell me about this one.
Dada bear.
And what about this one here?
Mama bear.
Well, now, we'll have to shape the spoons. Something like the shape of the bowls. Do you understand, Damien? Yes, you don't forget to use your thumbs. You see, would you try to make them a better shape now yourself? Yes, that's right.
With a little guidance, the children soon master the simple methods of expression, and having once achieved this, they pass on to a more complicated method. The feeling that they are all working together at the same task helps to overcome their natural shyness and hesitation. Appreciation of a performance is an important part of the lesson. Only a brave man will attempt to give children an appreciation of Shakespeare's plays,
But if the approach is right, the results will be good. Children delight in make-believe. They like to dress up and pretend they are someone they are not. Approached from this angle, Shakespeare is seen to be an entertainment rather than a lesson. Shylock is the universal villain and Portia is the hero, or in this case the heroine, who always comes out on top. To the child, she is as real as the United States cavalry charging to the rescue.
We trifle time, I pray thee, pursue sentence. A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it. Most rightful judge! And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it. Most learned judge, a sentence. Come, prepare. Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are, a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscate unto the state of Venice. O upright judge, mark, Jew, O learned judge, is that the law? Thyself shall see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured, thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest. O learned judge, mark, Jew, a learned judge. I take this offer then, pay the bond thrice, and let the Christian go.
A sense of humor is a priceless gift, and the child who can accept the laughter of others has advanced far.
Girls, what am I to do? Me father declares I must marry whoever he buckles me to. I know he'll be terrible sorry. John Flan has a beautiful place, which he'll settle on me. May God bless him. But oh, the red nose in his face. I don't think I ever could kiss him. Of his riches, Pat Hennessy brags. In silk and satin he would dress me. I'd sooner be sitting in rags than let that old miser caress me. Old Clancy has acres of land, a horse, 5 cows, and a donkey. With the hair on his face and his hands, you might as well marry a monkey. When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy trying to turn his belt. I cleaned the windows and he swept the floor, and he polished up the handle of the big brown door. He polished up the handle of the big brown door. I polished up the handle so carefully that now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy. He polished up the handle so carefully that now he's the ruler of the Queen's Navy. As office boy, I made such a mark that they gave me a post of a junior clerk. Served the race with a smile so bland, and he copied all the letters in the big right hand. He copied all the letters in the big right hand. I copied all the letters in a hand so free that now I'm the ruler of the Queen's Navy. He copied all the letters in a hand so free that now he's the ruler of the Queen's Navy. I grew so rich that I was sent by pocket borough into Parliament. I always voted at my party's call, and I never thought of thinking for myself at all. I thought so little he rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy. He thought so little he rewarded me by making me the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
On Sunday morning, the people come in from every corner of the parish. The business of the week is left behind, the bustle of workaday life is forgotten, and all attention is directed towards the Sunday Mass. The parish church stands at the very centre of parish life, and Sunday Mass is the central event of the church. No one misses it willingly. Those who live nearby walk to Mass. Those who come a distance must find transport, for the weather is no respecter of persons, even on a Sunday morning. This can be a relatively simple problem for some, but for others it calls for a little originality of thought. One and all arrive eventually and are ready to take their places when the Sunday Mass begins. For many years the people have been spectators at Mass, interested and attentive spectators, but spectators nonetheless. Now that is all changed. Much of the strange Latin dialogue has been done away with, and the interest of the people in the prayers. Outside the church, all is quiet. The roads are deserted, and traffic has come to a standstill. Even the countryside is hushed, for it has lost for a time the voices that normally give it life and colour. It is only right that the church should be a high and stately building, for it is the dwelling place of Christ, and it is also the witness to some of the most important events of our lives. The washing of the priest's hands calls to mind that washing of the soul in baptism which signals our first entry into the Church of God. We humbly beseech thee, most merciful Father, to bless these gifts which we offer thee for thy holy Catholic Church. In these words, Christ in the person of the priest, close contact which exists between Christ and his people is reflected in the mutual affection of the human bride and bridegroom. Consecration repeats the sacrifice of Christ on the cross. The attention of all the people is fixed by this, the most dramatic moment of the Mass. The priest and people pray together at this point for the souls of the dead. The church, which has witnessed their entry into life, is the last witness also of their departure from it. They lie at rest in the graveyard, where members of this parish have been buried for 300 years and more. In recent years, the old practice of receiving Holy Communion every month, or even every year, has been dying out. and the people have come to realize that reception of the Eucharist is an essential part of the Mass, not something to be done at rare intervals, but to be done every time the Mass is offered. Before their departure, the priest calls down the blessing of God on all present, and so the Mass is ended. The night wears on, the dance gets into full swing. Many of the dancers like to be in place from the start, but some prefer to let the hall fill up before arriving. The not-so-experienced dancer is naturally shy of setting out alone onto the empty dance floor. He prefers to wait for moral support from his companions, and the resulting delay can give the impression of opposing teams warily taking stock of each other. But the deadlock is soon broken, and before long, the dance floor is a pattern of moving, weaving figures. There is a distinction between a parish dance and a commercial dance, and those who are unaware of it are often disappointed when they go dancing. The parish dance is a social event, a place where we can meet old friends, sit around over a cup of tea, and talk about local events, and of course, watch the dancers.
style of the dance has changed much in recent years. It has adopted some strange and wondrous movements, not without a certain amount of opposition, but they are now a firmly established part of the dancer's routine. This, then, is our parish centre, the basis of our community life, where we learn to study together, pray together, and play together.
Mic off, mic on.